Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine, and this time it is Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Works Live, Canada, 1977. Before I start telling you what I think, let's have a closer look at the album itself. A quick look at Works Live, Canada 1977. This one on the top is the one that came with the Out of This World vinyl set, and the only reason I'm showing you that is that you can see that the actual the new version, the card is a lot thicker and it's 180 gram vinyl. The gatefold sleeve is exactly the same as it was. They do come in poly-lined sleeves, both discs, which is great. As you know, that's one of the things that Now Spinning Magazine campaigned for, so it's lovely to see. And it does come with new liner notes written by Michael Heatley, which gives a complete rundown of the build-up to this gig, and also it goes through track-by-track analysis, and all the new kind of credits here are on the right-hand side, mastered by Andy Pierce, Matt Wortham, and of course it was originally mixed by Keith Emerson. So that's just a very, very quick look at the new vinyl edition. Now I'll tell you what I think. So that's Works Live, Canada, 1977, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This album was part of the Out of This World box set, which came out on CD in 2021 and also came out on a vinyl equivalent set also in 2021. I think they were about 140 gram vinyl. The new version, and you saw that when I did the unboxing part, is a bigger card, 180 gram vinyl, totally different, and it has the new liner notes as well. What are my thoughts on this? To help you with a bit of context, when this was released, it didn't come out in 1977. It came out obviously much later, part of this set. It was mixed by Keith Emerson, but it didn't come out in 1977. It sounds like it's from the desk type of live recording. However, having said that, there are parts of this, especially sides 1 and 2, when I'm sitting there and I'm thinking this is one of the best live recordings of Emerson, Lake and Palmer I've ever heard. The only kind of place where I kind of thought, am I absolutely sure, is the actual recording of the orchestra, because this is a big orchestra, and whereas now a lot of modern kind of rock orchestral kind of partnerships, the orchestra is far further forward in the mix, and here they're kind of more distant is probably the best way of explaining it. A good example is one of my favourite songs by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It might even be my favourite song by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, is C'est la Vie, which is sung by Greg Lake. It's one of the most beautiful ballads ever, and the kind of studio version, the orchestral arrangement is just lush. But here it kind of feels like it needs to come closer in, to be more intimate with the song itself, perhaps. And Fanfare for the Common Man, which takes up most of side 2, is so exciting. When I was, this is part of the review, but I'm saying this for some of you who are kind of sitting on the fence thinking, I never got ELP. I was one of those people. I was so guitar orientated in the 70s. I played guitar, like people like Richie Blackmore, Jimmy Page, etc. The Emerson, Lake and Palmer didn't have a featured guitarist, so I kind of thought, well, that's not really for me, is it? And boy, did I miss out. And in fact, one of my favourite Emerson, Lake and Palmer album actually is Works from 77, which is why this particular live album, kind of like out of that box set, is quite possibly my favourite. And the reason Works is my favourite is because of the piano concerto. A piano concerto taking up the whole of a side of vinyl on the studio album released in 1977 at the height of punk. The NME destroyed ELP over this, saying it was pretentious and who wants to know about a piano concerto when we just want to listen to the Damned and Stranglers and the Sex Pistols, and all the classical publications wouldn't have looked over the fence towards what was going on with MS Lake and Palmer. And to this day, not only do I regret my own actions in this, in not appreciating at the time just how marvellous this band and tracks like the Piano Concerto, for instance, were, but neither did the wider world. And now I've spoken to quite a few people since I've featured MS Lake and Palmer on the Now Spinning Magazine YouTube channel, on the website, who've said they've gone off to music college. They've studied piano because of the Piano Concerto by Keith Emerson from the Works album. So Keith Emerson, who's sadly no longer with us, nor is Greg Lake, are now recognised more for their brilliance. And this music, I feel now, is more important than it's ever been. It's taken on a life of its own. If this band was still around now, they would have orchestras coming out of their ears, and it would be absolutely amazing. Very luckily, I interviewed Carl Palmer when he brought out his own box set. It's a radio interview, or audio only interview, but you can find it on the channel and on the website. And it was fascinating talking to Carl about the career of ELP based around his own box set. But this set, this new vinyl album, which is about £35, really brings this together. And as I say, I was a late starter with ELP, and I've featured a lot of their stuff on the channel. I mean, one of my prized possessions is the BMG Big box set. But this is a moment in time. This is taking works out in Canada with a full orchestra, and how expensive that would have been. As I say, it's kind of some of the areas of the production you feel like maybe this wasn't an official live album, but for most of it, especially we get the introductory fanfare, and then we're into Peter Gunn, which is a real kind of, the ding, 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 that riff. It's a great riff. And to hear these master musicians playing that riff and just having it warming up to it as we move into the main thing, Tiger in the Spotlight, C'est la vie, I've mentioned already, Watching Over You, Maple Leaf, Rag, Keith Emerson's could play anything. The Enemy God, Dancing with the Black Spirits, Fanfare the Common Man. There are parts in this. This is why I can't understand why I didn't get under the bonnet with ELP when I was a kid, is because there are bits in here. It's like John Lord doing Mandrake Route in that part of Space Trucking from Men in Japan. It's the Hammond, it's the improvisational stuff, and just three of them on stage. Okay, there's an orchestra, but you're not always aware of that. Knife Edge, Show Me the Way to Go Home, Abandoned Bolero, Pictures and Exhibition. The kind of relationship that dovetails in with classical music and everything. It's music like this that has probably helped a lot of us as we've gone through life suddenly start looking over the fence from the rock world and going, classical music. I think I get this now. And then we got Close to Believing, Piano Concerto, third movement. I so wish it was all of it. And then Tank. And Carl Palmer, because all the focus has been, there's a lot of focus on all of them, but this is Carl Palmer's bit. Absolutely amazing and very visual drummer. That's it. Again, the only thing we're missing here is not, we can hear Carl Palmer, devouring his drum kit. But, and when I spoke to Carl, he's developed a way of making a drum solo and playing the drums look incredibly visual. Perfect for the times that we're now in, when everything's kind of like Blu-ray, etc. So if you missed out on the Out of This World CD and vinyl box sets, and you're thinking, is there a way of grabbing hold of one of these? You can now. Well, some of the other live albums from that set be released separately? I don't know. I can understand why they chose this one. This is the one with the orchestra. This is the one that matches the whole idea of the kind of creatively bombastic, progressive, larger than life way of capturing what these three wonderful characters and incredibly exciting musicians captured on this night in 1977. So that's Works Live by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, out now on vinyl and also on CD separately. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Please take care, all of you. Check out the website at nowspinning.co.uk. We've got our own music shop there. We sell vinyl, CDs, all sorts of stuff. We've got merch. And if you become a patron of Now Spinning Magazine, you get access to our private communities on WhatsApp. You also get invited to our own virtual pub called the Now Spinning Arms, which meets up twice a month via Zoom. Keep spinning those discs. Take care, all of you. And I'll talk to you all very, very soon.